Champion reworks are back, yes, and are back with a bang. So for a long length of time, and by the way, welcome to Saturday's video. Yes, I'm wearing the same hoodie, that's because I'm recording this on a Friday. But the rework system has been something of a bit of a, it's just not gone well, has it? It's just not re-sparked up in the same way that we would have wanted. Years ago, by the way, if anybody's new to the game or new-ish to the game, there was a time when Kabam tried to commit to at least one rework a month. And I think it was like a value level update and a rework based update. And they tried to kind of like at least do good by creating or keeping up with a regular cadence of getting those champions reworked. And it kind of went flat. And even Kabam said it was, it's a bit too much work for them to do. But it's back. Well, we're going through a little bit of a kind of renaissance. Renaissance? Something like that. We're going through something like that. Renaissance period of reworks, and there is, as they did say here, the surprise 6 champions will drop as 7 stars in a limited crystal this holiday. So basically, the first thing is, do you remember that? Was it a Guardians crystal last year? Guardians crystal. Holiday season crystal. Well, it's back, and this will be a great opportunity for players to get some of these champions. The first ones that are entered into that are the reworks for Medusa and for Purgatory, which is great. Reworks roll out from October to December, with the 7-star versions arriving during the Banquet. Don't miss out. First up, Medusa excuse me, and Purgatory. So the rework system has been something, as we said, it's a bit antiquated, and it wasn't. I was worried about it. This is at least good because Kabam are adding. Is it? Thing is it Rhino? Is it some of the Captain Marvel classic? Is it some of the ones lower down the pecking order? Well, we don't know. Like, first of all, we know of 2 of 7. Which is still good news. Over the years, the buffs have dried out, and that has been bad. 2021 was the big buff year, which you can see there. There's the examples of them, and there were some great champions within it. Then it started getting a bit kind of in 2022. But that's when Kabam started stepping back a little bit on these buff programs for summer champions, or reworks, I think, or balancing. Look, they are balancing champions, but there's one that needs to be redone. I don't know if Silver Sable is going to be one of these kind of revigorating champion options. But then you could take your pick of some of the champions and go, are they likely some of the ones you're going to see on screen once I get down lower? Like if I get on low of champions that people don't normally rank up, is X23 going to be there? Is I don't know, Agent Venom going to be there? Is Psylocke going to be there? Again, I'm trying to find another option that's kind of like similar. Loki. Is Loki going to be there? Are some of those champions going to be part of the rework system? Or is it going to be sitting into the kind of cadence we've seen so far? They've got a good frontline basis, but once you increase the damage potential, and there's not much changes they need to do, is that a candidate? Some of those kind of examples of candidates could be something like Sabretooth or Squirrel Girl. Great champions, right? One's got really decent regen, maybe some Fury passives. Squirrel Girl, front end damage of Dot could be increased, and just extra kind of damage. They could add on to that, and just not much you need to change with the playability, rotation, and just the way you play a champion. It's just you bump up the levels of damage, or the effects damage, or the dot damage of stuff, and then they're in. Thoughts in the comments about that? Like, do you think those are the type of champions Kabam are going to go for, as opposed to the ones we mentioned? The champion maybe could be one of those contenders, but as we mentioned, your Iron Fist, your Winter Soldiers, like ones that you could just, or Daredevils, like you had to fully rework the champion to make them effective within the current meta, or they don't fit because they need a rotation. I don't know. Like that could be very much it. But it's exciting. That's the one thing that I like, is it just is exciting that these champions could be, you could grab them 7 stars. For me, Medusa's been one of my favourite champions since the start. Like when she was put in, I wanted to get as a champion. I got as a 5-star, got as a 6-star, ranked my 6-star up. I can't remember where I'm up to with that. Did I rank 4 her? I'm just checking actually right now. No, rank 3. But I stopped because I felt that I wanted a 7-star version, and taking it any further was like, I think there was other cosmics that kind of I wanted to focus on a bit more. And maybe that's the reason as well. Like, she's still good. She goes well with Double Age of Liquid Courage kind of mastery sets, but I think, like, I just love to see the 7-star. 6-star Ascended, maybe that's an option, but then if I get her as a 7-star at the end of the year, I'll just go like, well, isn't that a better thing to do? Anyway, whatever. There's some ability information that we need to go over as well. If you've seen the release notes, which we're going to cover right now, let's get this zoomed in and cover like what indeed is going to be fixed, not fixed, but improved about them. So let's start with Purgatory and go to Medusa. From there, now grants the crossfight class soul ability for the rest of the quest instead of next 2 fights. Nice. Ultimate Quester, the soul capture, now captures the soul. Once you've built up max charges, you don't need to knock the opponent out afterwards. Nice. Again, it just makes it easier. Soul shards have been changed to soul neutralize, which counts as a passive neutralize that's immune to ability accuracy reductions. Nice. Causes the opponent to build up a steady amount of buff ability accuracy reduction rather than all of it coming at the end of the soul capture process. Now grants unblockable if a buff is nullified, or prevents the neutralize at any time, not just when filling a bar of power. Still nullifies 1 buff when filling a bar of power. Nice. I think with Cosmic one, by the way. Then tech, armor break debuff now stacks. Base duration increased from 6 to 9 seconds. Base potency of armor break reduces the debuff of now stacks lasts longer. Nice. Now activates from a personal debuff instead of a damage over time debuff. This means that the armor break debuff from the tech soul can activate this effect in addition to the soul special 2 degen and demonic rampage incinerate. I'm excited about using this champion, but I have to think where she's going to be good for. Questing, undoubtedly, but limitations will be to like, well, the mystic side of things, like the mystic quest, an event quest. Now looks for personal debuff ending in any way, expiry purify, as well as being prevented immunity ability accuracy reduction. Of course, questing in like story mode. And then mutant class soul, which is previous drain. There's a lot more to this than meets here. I want to get onto Medusa, to be honest, but that's the full abilities with it. We maybe do like a breakdown video of this specifically. I just want to focus on Medusa, to be honest, but there's a lot more on offer. If you've got a Purgatory, especially as a 6th, I mean, you want to be thinking that if you could select one of these champions or get one of these champions, you want to make sure that they're kind of like, they're going to be good. There's a lot of synergy-based improvements. Now, from a signature standpoint, now grants increased duration of all class soul effects, just ramps up to more. New scaling value for the enhancement to soul class soul effect duration is now 10 to 35%. Old value went from 1 to 35%. And then there's other things as well. Special attacks, the ability to capture souls by knocking out the opponent during a special attack has been moved from a signature ability into the base kit. The Fury buff granted by Demonic Rampage now lasts 6 seconds. Pause during all special attacks. So I suppose you can be very aggressive and rotate quickly. Demonic Rampage, no longer a passive, and fail due to ability accuracy reductions. Now pause during all special attacks instead of just pure purgatories. Incinerate damage increased up to X amount from X amount for a 6-star rank 5. And Bloodthirst, well-timed blocks from either champion now grant Bloodthirst instead of only Purgatory well-timed blocks. Cleaned up a heavy and complex calculations to scale Bloodthirst timer. Now Bloodthirst will start to fall off if it hasn't increased in 4 seconds. This timer moves slowly for each buff on the opponent. Nice. Okay, and now on to Medusa, because this is the thing I'm most interested at. Because I saw there was like a, what was it, like a true accuracy buff, but maybe it's from nodes. Increased armor break chance from 100% to 150%. Always nice. Ability to gain fury buffs moved from signature ability into base kit. Max fury stacks increased from 3 to 6. That is really, really good. I'm talking like, what about Odin and a Gallon Seeds with that? I think she's going to be a powerhouse. The first 3 fury buffs are indefinite, and the next 3 last 14 seconds, but are paused until Medusa hits max fury buffs. Nice. Base fury potency has been reduced. Oh, as there's more of them, they stick around longer. Interesting. Armor shattered. Armor break potency from armor shattered increased. The bleed debuff that required critical hits on light and heavies have been updated. 50% of all light and heavy attacks. Okay, cool. The bleed debuffs was important as well, to stack and rotate that. Armor shatter duration increased from 26 to 35 seconds. That's good, because that means your rotation is a little bit easier. A lot of the time, what was it? You get armor shatter and then try and build up to an SP3. An SP3 rotate. That gives you a larger window to rotate around that. We'll have to see if it changes the rotation you do with it in any case. SP2, inflicting bleed debuffs no longer requires the opponent to be shattered. Stun debuffs also removed from requiring armor shattered. Nice. SP3 now grants further, which grants increased ability accuracy for damaging debuffs if the opponent is already armor shattered. When inflicting armor shattered, Medusa now... Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. When inflicting armor shattered, Medusa now gains a true accuracy buff for 35 seconds. Heck yeah. That is what I'm talking about. That's an added extra little bit of just utility and option that opens up a different counter metric, and that I love. Like you don't understand like how much that added extra is. Like, yeah, it's just brilliant. True accuracy, man. I love true accuracy. True accuracy is I have to be double. I have to check it on what true accuracy is. That's evade and auto block. True accuracy. Yeah, true accuracy is that. Yeah, an evade based counter, like a random evade based counter. Brilliant. Anyway, so happy about that. Signature ability cleaned up. Previously looked for and removed a mixture of personal and non-personal fury buffs. Now looks for Medusa having 3 of her personal buffs, fury buffs, and removes 3 personal fury buffs from auto blocking. And of course, fury potency is now up a lot based on having Blackbot in the team. There we go. That's been it for the video. Yeah, really excited for these. I really want to play them. I think we're going to play them next week, so we'll kind of like do videos on there. Medusa, I'm more excited for. What are your thoughts on either of these champions? And yeah, good news. Anyway, the rework system's back, and you can get a rare crystal in December. Anyway, cheers. Bye-bye.